So for now, I'd like to introduce the next speaker. Okay, should I start with his name? Let me start with his name. His name is Mr. Tunde Kilani. I believe we would have been seeing his picture on the flyer, Mr. Tunde Kilani. Let me just give a brief profile of Mr. Tunde Kilani. Mr. Tunde Kilani is an outgoing CAC Publicity Secretary, 2013-2014 set. Mr. Tunde Kilani is married, is a husband, a father, a mentor. He is an experienced business strategist and team lead on several consultancies. He has worked with top private and public organizations, which includes Dangote Group, HP Nigeria, Nigeria Breweries, Leadway Assurance, American University of Nigeria, federal government ministries and agencies, of which includes the timely and effective implementation of project activities for Niger Data Amnesty Training Program in Ogun State. He is the Vice President of Growth Cross Africa and a banking solution of agri businesses. So, to us this evening, God bless you all as you listen. Mr. Tunde Kilani, please let us have you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Oluwatunsi Lydia. Thank you, everyone, for inviting me to this meeting. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we can hear you, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. The topic here for me is investing, the catalyst for sustainable wealth. So I'd just like us to say word of prayers before we start. And so Heavenly Father, we thank you for today. We bless your name for the opportunity that you're giving to us. As we come together here, we ask that you open our minds, open our mind to hear from you, and that we pray for divine inspiration that will help us to build sustainable wealth in the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, Holy Spirit of God, for in Jesus I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Yeah. So I will just rush through this. And also, if there are any questions, I'll take questions. And investing is a pretty interesting topic, right? For me as a person, I didn't think of investing till maybe like 5 years after NYSC, right? That's when I started to go, when I start investing. Reason being that I felt the money that I was collecting wasn't enough. So why would I invest money that was not enough? Unfortunately, that was a wrong mindset, right? Because now you can invest for as low as $10, right? When it comes to investments, right? In different things or the different investment methods that are available, right? Whether in Nigeria or outside Nigeria. However, I think one thing that really changed it for me was a verse in the scripture, Proverbs 21, verse 20, that said, the wise stores up choice food and olive oil, but fools go their own food. They just go up it down like that, right? And for me, that was quite, that kind of changed my thinking in a way, right? Because I think it was okay. So I'm going to share. I'm going to tell you how I got into investing and then the different investment that you can also, go into. I think it came first of all when I gave birth to my child, right? It then dawned on me that if something happened to me right now, I don't have anything. Like this guy is literally there's really nothing that I've kept for this guy. As much as my own parents didn't keep anything for me too, anyway. But I didn't want that for my kids, right? For me to wake up and there's really nothing that this guy can fall back to. There's no funds. It's not like there's land somewhere. It's not like, there's a house I've built somewhere. It's not like, there's a company that I know that, this company will keep giving this guy salary or something. Not at all. Aside the fact that also because I work in a tech startup, I work in most technology company. There's what we call, stock options. where because you work in this company, they give you a stock option, like say 0.5%, 1%, which is actually very big, right? If you look at the valuation of some companies, right? And the company I was working with then promised they were going to give me, and they didn't give me. They were promising to give me 0.5%, which was big because until recently the company was sold for about $20 million. And if I had had 0.5% of $20 million, that's something big, right? 10% is 10% of 20 million is 2 million, 1% is 200,000. I'm trying to calculate, sorry. 10 is 2 million, 1 is 200, right? 0.5 is $100,000. That's what I'll be giving. That's about 7.75 million naira, which is a cool money, right? And that was what I was waiting for, right? I think it was after the company decided not to give me that it then dawned on me that, man, and then I gave it to my kids around that time, to my child around that time. So it kind of opened my eyes to say, okay, I think it's time for me to start investing gradually, just something small, right? To keep for myself, for my children. Let's even leave children, at least for yourself, right? But I mean, that motivation for me came with the birth of my child. And I think most men are like that anyway. Is when you get married and then you start having a child that your eyes start opening on. You start doing wise spending, how to manage money, how to build money. And even scientifically, it has been proven that is when men become more wealthier. Because there are a lot of challenges, if there's no money, nobody's going to eat. Right? That's when you are more focused to run and build. Maybe it is to build your career or to start a business or to run a business. I mean, that motivation is there for you, right? So I'm going to start off with this, right? Investing is literally very simple. Sorry, I'll have loved to do a slide, but I don't have a PA yet, and I'm a very busy person because of the kind of business I run. So I will have done a slide for you guys, but I couldn't do that during the week. So I will just pour out my mind basically. So for me, right, investing is the process of buying assets, right, that increase in value over time, right? Increase in assets over time. Now, very important, time is a factor when it comes to investment. On your normal savings, right, you get an average of 0.2, 0.3 percent increment every month. Every month thereabouts. That's what you get on your normal savings. However, the reason why that money does not reflect is because somehow in every year there's always inflation. So inflation has eaten that money up, and at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense. So if you keep $10,000 or £10,000, you keep it under your bed in cash. The worth of that £10,000 is not the same worth it will be in 5 years' time. What happened is inflation. I mean, you know how much you buy Indomie before. You know how much you buy Caprisol. You know how much you buy most of these things. Why? All of them has increased in price, and as such, inflation has eaten it up. So if you buy, personally, I don't encourage savings. In fact, I used to have a boss that would tell you will never save. In fact, most of the time when I tell you I'm saving for something, you usually abuse me. That today what's wrong with you? Why will you save? Right? So, I mean, savings is not cannot get you out of poverty. Savings cannot build sustainable wealth. If you really want to build sustainable wealth, then you have to invest. And there are two forms that I'm going to share here, right? There are two forms of investment. I'm going to talk about normal investment and also investing in yourself. And I'm going to tell you how they do it and how you need to start thinking as Christian, also as young people who just graduated from school, who are trying to find the headway, who are planning their lives and everything. And I'm going to share it with you, right? Because I felt it's just beyond just talking about, invest in bond, invest in this. No, it's really beyond that, right? Investment should be more about sorry for that break in transmission, please. So I mean, it's beyond just investing in properties, investing in real estate, investing in this, that, and all of that. I mean, a number of investment anyway. But it's beyond that, right? Because before you begin to invest in all of those things, one very critical thing is very important. That is knowledge. You must really think about sought after knowledge, right? Investment is about knowledge. You must go and look for knowledge. And and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people lost a lot of money on MMM, on all the Ponzi schemes that are available. Sorry, my son is yeah, just a minute, yeah. So and that's why a lot of people lost money, when it comes to MMM and all this. I mean, I never put money in those things, right? I mean, even though I like spending my money, right? There are also some places I would never put my money. And even though I was so tempted to put my money in MMM especially, but looking at that thing, I didn't see the business model wasn't sustainable. And so I didn't put my money. But you see a lot of people that put their money. I know a company that put the old company money into MMM, right? Close to about 30 million, and everything went down the drain. I know a church. I mean, there's a church in UK, a Nigerian-owned church, right, that puts church money. The pastor did not know. The pastor did not know, right? The accountant, the church treasurer, carried all the old money of the church and put it in M&M, and that thing crashed. Right? It's on the news. So, and it's simple, right? People will fall for victims. I mean, people will fall for crazy things like that because they do not seek knowledge. So when it comes to investment, right, of course you will lose money and you will gain some. But the most critical factor about any investment that you want to do is knowledge. Never go into a business that you don't know about. Never go into an investment that you don't have knowledge about. Right? So your investment should never be there's what we call in Yoruba, what we call kalu kalu, where it is you're just predicting. Right? It's like you're playing Bet Naija, right? Or you're playing lottery. There's really no scientific reasons to it. So, however, one thing you must know that when you are investing, there must be scientific. You must be very objective, right? And there must be scientific reason, guided by data to back up your claim. So even if you lose, you will know that yes, so it was data that led me here, and data failed. But most likely, data never fail, right? So one very important thing, and that's number one point, for you to start your investment journey, right? You need to go and get knowledge, right? Get knowledge. Know if you want to go into stock market, which is buying bonds or these treasury bills. Even I don't have to advise treasury bills, in Nigeria because our money is rubbish, right? But stock you can invest in US traded stock, or maybe some Nigerian traded stock. MTN is doing very well. If you understand, the stock market, you can invest in all of these things, right, and make some good money for yourself. I didn't buy MTN. A friend of mine bought, and I regretted not buying anyway. And I didn't buy for a reason, not because of I didn't buy for a reason, and the reason was, and even though, in fact, I was supposed to buy, right, I just didn't buy because of one silly reasons, and the reason was because of election period. Right, I just said no because of election. I don't think that was last when they were saying. I don't think this stock will rise. However, I forgot to see that the election favored them. That's MTN, and I'm going to explain to you how it favored them. Right. So I'm just talking scattered, but please just pick up as I'm saying everything. When MTN started selling their shares, right? People bought, and so many instances favored them. Right, there were some small news that MTN will not, MTN might leave Nigeria. As of today, MTN does not have a building in Nigeria. So for me, it doesn't look like a company that will last. However, some persons who had more scientific understanding, got involved and they made profits. An election favored them. And what was the election that favored them? The cashless policy favored them, right? Because MTN has Momo. And when that cashless policy came in, what it simply means is that more people will buy phone, more people will buy SIM card, more people will want to go in online, more people will want to open bank accounts, right? And MTN is everywhere, right? More people will want to more people also want to open an MTN account. With an MTN phone SIM, it's easier for you to open a Momo account number where people can send money to you. So all of those things rose their stock. That during election, most of my friends that bought their stock were just happy. I don't know if there's anybody on this call that also bought MTN stock. And those were the various things that happened. And so these are some of the things that you need to think about. You need to think about the past, you need to think about the future before you make decisions on if you want to go into stock option. Sorry, buying shares. Now back to my story, which is gaining knowledge, which is very, very key. That is that knowledge that will push you into ensuring that whatever you are putting your money into, because I won't say, put all your money into shares. Personally, I'm a very diversified. Okay, Ebenezer has a question. I would take that now. Just let me finish my thought. I'm a very diversified investor. I don't focus on just one. Yes, I have stock. I have companies that I also invested in, right? Startup that I invested in, which for me is the smartest way. And I'm also going to explain, how some person have been able to cash out. I also have, companies, right, that I have that people run for me. I have logistic companies, right? I just a bit of real estate, right? And I even want to go massive in real estate now. I have some lands that I'm hoping to use to build Airbnb, right? For me to diversify my risk and not to just put it into one. But for you that are just coming up, you're just trying to build up your career, you're just trying to build up your investment portfolio size and all of those things, I would just simply advise that. The easiest way to go about it is to start by investing into shares. And it's pretty simple, right? To invest in shares, which is what every one of us know. I don't think it's something I want to start explaining what is the meaning of shares and all of those things. And the idea basically is that you have a share of ownership in a company. It's as simple as that, right? And there are platforms where you can invest into shares. Personally, I don't normally encourage buying into Nigerian shares, at least not until when our government is stable. You can buy US shares. There are platforms like RiseVerse, Trove, Bamboo, that you can buy US traded shares, right? And those things gives you very good return. Like Apple, you can buy Apple, you can buy Google, Microsoft shares, and all of those things. Another thing. Okay, sorry. Before I move on, somebody raised up his hand the other time. Who was that? I think Ebenezer, right? Ebenezer, you have a question or something? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Ebenezer, you're mute in case you're talking. Okay, Bright. Bright, please ask your question.
Okay, thank you so much. I think it will be going back a little to what you were saying. You said when you want to invest, you should be sure about what you're investing in. Any investment that does not have a scientific backing, you should be very much skeptical about doing that investment. So I really want buttressing on the scientific backing. Now, I know I want there are instances. You mentioned MMM, and then there are instances of some kind of business opportunities. I don't know if I would call those ones investment per se. Yeah, it says investment that you can come up with some sum and then start just getting interest after some time. But then what do they do? You might not really know what exactly they do to get that that is just that you're depositing, you're buying, and you're depositing some money, and then some of them are come with you trying to, you could be doing what's this particular? In fact, okay, well, I just want you to help me just portray what you mean by scientific backing. What are the factors that you can put in that you need to pinpoint before you can say, all right, this is what I'm investing on?
Okay, right. Thank you very much for that. So it's very simple, right? When I mean scientific backing, I mean their business model. So what does business model mean? How does the company make profit? Before I invest into this business, how do they make profit? You have to think about it. You also have to be sure that there are users on that platform. So let me give you an example, MMM. When I checked around, what's the business model? They take money from this, they double the money, and then somebody else gets the money. And it just don't know that, number one, this is a revolving fund. It's not like, they take the money, they use the money to buy something. They are trading the money. It's not like they're trading the money, right? They're not trading the money. Do you get it? It's not like they put the money into any business and then the profit from this is what they are giving out. They are taking, how many are we on this group? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think we are 15. I will take money from Agbe Emmanuel. I can say Agbe Emmanuel here. I'll take money from Agbe Emmanuel. I'll take money from Jonesy Lydia on same day, right? I will give Queenette Agbe Emmanuel's money and maybe 20% of Lydia's money. I'll give it to Queenette. Queenette will be happy, right? Queenette will take all of that money again and return it back into the system. Did you get? I will give Bonnie Hart same thing too. So it just revolving fund. Nothing. So what should tell you is that for everyone, you should know that number one day this business will crash. One day they will give somebody money that will not want to reinvest that money. And if you remember what made MMM crash was December period. People were taking money, most Ponzi schemes, that's when they crash. People were taking money to go and, they want to spend money during December. So, if you know that one day this thing is going to crash. That's one. Number two, what regulatory body is regulating this organization? Did you get? Are there any regulatory bodies? Right? If you say, for example, invest 20,000 naira and you will get 50,000 naira. Like, I have an agricultural farm where I come and invest into poultry. Before I give you my money, there must be a regulatory fund that is managing this portfolio. It's either you partner with a broker or you are licensed by SEC. Right? SEC is Security Exchange Commission. If you're not partnering with a broker, you are not partnering with SEC, you are not a licensed SEC investor, then I'm not giving you my money. So for those of you that are investing into all those agriculture, all those things, they are not where you should be looking at. Right? Of course, every investment you lose money, but there are some losing money that is just, I'll call it foolishness. Right? Because these guys does not have any sustainable flow. It's just one guy who stays somewhere in Akure and he knows how to create websites and is a digital marketer. And he's pushing to you, say, I have farms, gives you picture. I have so farm, invest 10,000 naira each, and in 3 months you will get 20,000 naira. Number one, investments that tells you can double your money in a year. Be careful of it. Investment is a long term, it's not a short term. It's a long term. It's a 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 100 years. If God spares your life. It's not invest 20,000 naira now, in 6 months time you will get 40K. I know those deals are sweet, right? But those are the investment that is put us into soup. Do you understand? So if someone comes and says, I have an agricultural firm, come and invest, for example, what I'm looking at is, who is the owner? I'll go on LinkedIn. See, let me tell you, the first thing I did when I entered this group, should I tell you what I did? I went on LinkedIn to go and check everybody. I checked Agbe Emmanuel. I saw Agbe Emmanuel online on LinkedIn. I checked Oluwadun Lydia. I didn't see her. I think I checked Konwa Kuribe. Not everybody do, but I checked some few persons and I didn't see them on LinkedIn. So the first thing I'm doing, if you come to me and say, agriculture, something investment, I'm checking on LinkedIn. I'm checking your social media history. Right? That's one. Number two, I'm checking what license does this person have. I'm reading your terms and agreement and privacy policy on your website. And you'll be surprised that most of the privacy policy and terms and agreement website that you read, they are actually copy and paste from another website. Some will even copy and paste the name of the company where they copied it from. So from there, I know that these guys are not serious, because what it means is that they don't have compliance. They don't have compliance person on their team, right? And if you are collecting money from people, the first thing you need to have is a risk and compliance person to ensure that the business you are putting that money into, they can control and manage the risk. That's one. Number two, you must have fund managers. There are people who call fund managers, right, who manage this fund. And that's one of the reasons why that has made PiggyVest to stay up to today, because they have solid fund managers who help them manage their funds. I don't know if you get. So these are some of the things, that you have to look at. When I said scientific, you look at their business model. How are they making money? This business I'm putting money into, how are they making money? I need to know. It's not just something someone just tells you on the phone and tell you, if you bring one person, you bring two person. No. How are they making money? You need to know that they are making money. You need to know how they are making money. Right. Number three. Now, don't get me wrong. Ponzi scheme is different from MLM. Multi-level marketing is not bad. I don't do it. I don't like it, but it's not bad. It has a business model, and people have made millions through it. It has made a lot of people wealthy, right? But Ponzi scheme is different from multi-level marketing. Ponzi scheme is there are no business attached to it. It is just money that is playing around. But if multi-level marketing, say a Trove or a GNLD or whatever, right? Even though we don't like them, right? They are business models that have stayed for years. To say, okay, when you buy this drug, so inside this drug, we will give you this. Help us market it. It's a business model. So you first must understand the business model. What is the business model? A business model is how is this company making money? How are they creating value? That's the right word. That's what I'm looking for. How is this business creating value? Once you understand how they are creating value, the next step is what license are they working with? You go that privacy policy and terms and agreement that you don't like reading. You go and read it before you put your one error to be sure that you understand these people. Right? I don't know if I answered your question, right? So those are the scientific method I was talking about.
Yes, you did. You shed some light.
Yeah,
okay. All right. So let me know the question. Okay. Now you talked about MLM. Yes, they're actually good, and unfortunately, some of them, as well. Okay, you say you're into MLM businesses, and then I've been a victim of MLM business crashes 3 times. I'm not talking about Ponzi scheme, but Ponzi businesses. Now they come in with products or services, as per se. So, but as they go on, or in the long run, they just come up all of a sudden and tell you, say that due to this and this, we are stopping operations, but you have this. I don't know whether you know of Helping Hands. I think it's an MLM scheme, and then
I heard of Helping Hands. I heard of Helping. So the thing about
I also did.
If you look at Helping Hand, I don't think Helping Hand was selling any product. I think Helping Hand is.
It was the.
I think they were just selling. I think it was just money moving. There was no business attached to Helping Hand. Really, there was really no solid business attached to it. See, when you want to do MLM, I don't do MLM. Sorry, just a minute. When you want to do MLM, I don't do MLM. I don't do it. In fact, the one that I tried to do, somebody paid for it. That's I think Trove or something. I don't know. It's not Trove. What's the name of that one that they have this long jar that they're selling drug? Someone paid me. Someone paid for me like today. You're going to do this business. Hey, what's the name? I've forgotten. One thing you need to know about MLM before you even decide to go into MLM, you have to check the history. History. What's the history of this business? When did they start? Where? Who is the founder? Let me tell you something. When I check MLM, the founder of MLM, sorry, I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, we are going to all read the founder of MLM. We are going to read it together. No, the founder of MMM, sorry. What's the name of that guy itself?
Mavrondi.
Yeah, thank you. We are going to read it together. Let me share my screen so that everybody will see it. We'll read, because I remember vividly, I went to read that. That's why I didn't invest. Just reading this guy. Now, look at this guy. Look at what is on his wiki page. Even though wiki is always right, but if you check other pages, they're always like that. This guy is a Russian financial fraudster, financial crime, and previously deputy of the State Duma. He was the founder of MMA, a scheme that defrauded millions around the globe. In 2007, he was convicted by Russian courts for defrauding 10,000 investors out of 110 million rupees. That's $4.3 million. He claimed he was not beneficial of the blah, 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 though he claimed and all that. Now, I read his early life. In fact, there's a place where this guy, they arrested him. The guy ran away from prison. Where is it again? Okay. Bankrupt on 22. Okay, sorry. In 1994, he was elected at blah blah. Just 3 weeks after he was released from prison. You know that this guy is a don. I'm sorry. Like don't let me mention him. He's a don, right? In 94, he was elected deputy state of Juma, obtained parliamentary immunity just 3 weeks after he was released from prison. He ran a by-election in this Liskin some district to replace this guy, who was gunned down earlier that year. Mabrodi took nearly 27% of the vote with a turnout of only 30%. Mabrodi declared MMM bankrupt on 22 December 19, then disappeared and was on the run until his arrest in 2003. In 2007, a Moscow court sentenced for... You think now, this is the guy you get a lot of people get money to. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
This was the guy a lot of people gave money to. This guy that court is looking for. This mafia. So I remember vividly that all my friends in the office were making money. I wanted to put money. I read it, I'm like, this guy, no. This guy is a fraudster. I'm not going to put my money here. So you look at the history. If you decide to look at the history of LP and 2, the problem with us is we don't read, we don't do our research, right? We don't do our research. If you decide to look at the history of LP and 2, almost same thing, right? Almost same thing. You know that they always have one fraudulent activities that they've done or something. Right, and so those are some of the issues why I don't believe in all these unnecessary investments. See, after you have worked, you say yourself think, right? You have worked, you have also, you suffer to make that money. You now give someone that agree with it just because the person promised 100% interest. It's not fair on yourself. It's not fair on your destiny, right? It's really not fair, right? So the best that I advise, and I'm going to share my own investment strategy, and I think that will be the end of the whole thing today. Somebody raising up his hand. Bright, do you still have a question or something? Yeah, Bright, you can go ahead. Bright, you can go ahead. Ask a question. You're on mute, actually. So you can unmute yourself and ask a question.
Okay, no, because of time, no, I felt it wasn't, but no problem. So there, we look at investment and then look at what their services or their products. Some of them come with services like, see, even there was one that I knew about, or I was part of. What they did was teaching you how to trade. So they combined tutorials, learning and then earning at the same time. So they're teaching you how to trade. They have tutorials, they have videos, they have people who provide
trade what? What are you trading?
FX.
So that's the thing. Right?
And then secondly, they also incorporated the MLM system into. So by you joining the MLM system, you're inviting people are learning at the same time, and then as they invite more people, the ranking keeps going.
You have license.
I don't know, but they've been there for.
So right,
okay.
No, that's what I said. See,
it's a foreign company.
No, even though it's foreign, yeah. In fact, foreign people they thief pass, right? Because somebody will pursue them. So don't rush into any investment. So in the past 3 years now, I must tell you, I've lost over $5,000 in forex. Not me, it's my wife. Right? She will just whine and say, okay, please give me $1,000. See, I've developed a robot now. I will make money. So last year I told her, I said, see, come. This is the last time I want to hear anything forex in my house. I don't want to hear forex anymore. Right? She does it actually. There are times she makes money, and then we're all happy. But most times, that money end up going into the abyss because I never made any profit from that thing. I should tell you, oh, I just developed this bot. I just saw this Pakistani friend. We have developed this bot together, blah, blah. This thing will work, it will work. Like, okay, go ahead. And then we lost the money. So now it is a rule in the house that anything that has to do with FX, no more. Do you understand? Now, does it work? Yes. Some person knows how to do it. And the reason why I say, and I'm not, in fact, people study it. There's what called quantic financial technology. People study. I wanted to take a master course that because my wife likes calculation a lot, right? She wanted to take a master course on it, financial mathematics, quantic financial mathematics, and all of that. People study it. It works, right? But there are some things you need to know first. Knowledge. If you don't have the knowledge, you are just losing money. See, all these people that shout at me for extra, most of them are just wasting money. The people that know it are the one that sets the market. They are the one that creates the market for you guys. So if you want to say, okay, I want to be a forex trader, they do it in the bank. These guys are solid. They've gone to school. They have first-hand news. Do you understand? If a stock is going to crash, they know. They are like one of the first, maybe 1 million people in the world that will know that S&P 500 is crashing. Guy, Microsoft is going down the drain. There's a hotel that just bought is going to buy Transcorp, and it's going to affect Transcorp's business. So it will increase the share. Cotella is putting money. They have this information. Beyond that, they also have the knowledge. You don't have. You just did 1, 2, 3, 4 training, and they say, oh, this candlestick, this is how this candlestick move. They will tell you this how this something move, and then you read one book and you think you're a forex trader. Most people, I'm saying it, not in fact, let me put a number to it. Close to 90% of people who so-called call themselves forex trader are just guessworking. People who know it, check, go online. There are courses for it. People are licensed. People get certification for it, right? Those people are the one who set the market, and they work for big companies. They work for big investment companies. Even central bank. Central bank does forex. They work for central bank, right? But these guys are. You won't see them outside. See, these guys are not hungry. They will not teach you. You don't get. These guys will not teach you 10 days to become a forex trader. They will not teach you. They are not. See, you cannot know how to make billions and now say you want to go and teach people. It's a lie. Let's tell ourselves the truth. You know that, okay, if I put 1 million, that 1 million in 1 year can turn to 1 billion. You will not go and be teaching people, because teaching people is a distraction. It's not like you don't want to do it, but it's a distraction, because you are focused on making more money. So having the time to say, okay, let me create time to now begin to teach you. This is what you will do. This is how you do. I will now say, okay, I will now organize. I will now go to radio, call radio conference, bring in 1,000. That 1,000 people is because they want to make money from you. They will say, yeah, register with 5,000 and 10,000. They want to make money from you. Otherwise, if you say you are making that kind of money that you claim you are making that money, 10,000 should be small money. For those are developers, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a developer, it is the toughest thing to train people. Not like you don't want to train them, but you don't have the time. There's so much work, there's so much things to do. I don't know if you get my point. So, most very importantly, you need to have that at the back of your mind. Right, that when you are investing, knowledge is key. So I will not invest in forex, not because it doesn't work, but because of the fact that I don't have the knowledge. My wife had not gone ahead to look for the knowledge. She only did 5 days forex trading, and she feels she knew, and she has lost over $5,000, and I'm done. So that's just it. So what I simply advise is this, right? You can either invest in business or invest in US stock exchange or Nigerian stock exchange, right? On US stock exchange, this is Rise. How many of you have heard of Rise before? Rise Vest. Sorry, I'm not marketing them. I'm just giving you an idea.
I have.
How many of you have heard of Rise Vest? Huh?
I have.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It has been as $10. How much is $10? 7.5. Yeah, you can invest, right? And all you just need to do is open an account. There are also a lot of them. There's Trove, there's a whole lot of them, right? If you are Bamboo, yeah. if you're an high-risk investor, you can invest in stock, you can invest in real estate, right? Now, let's go to their privacy policy. Sorry, a minute. I'm trying to check something. Just a minute. Just a minute. If you read their privacy policy, I don't know if RiseVest has license though, but I think they should because I know the CEO very well. I think they have their SEC license, but I'm trying to look for it on their. It should be somewhere here because let me check the disclosure. So number one thing, right, for RiseVest, right, number one, it's just like it's a broker. I'm trying to see if I can. Let me check Truth instead. Just a minute, sorry. Right, number one thing about RiseVest is this, right? They're not even holding your money. They're just like broker. You give us the money, we'll take it and give it to somebody, a license, this thing, and I'm supposed to see it on their this thing. I'm not seeing it. Okay, hey, let's look at this. Let's look at Truth. Can you see Truth? I know it's somewhere for but I can't find it. Look at it. Truth is a technology platform, not a registered broker, dealer, or investment advisor. Truth does not offer its own recognition for event security, blah, blah, blah. Please don't invest in both. Okay, brokerage services are provided by the following. Now, they can tell you the company that is providing this brokerage service. Because what they're doing is brokerage service. So, they're only just to create a technology for you. The brokerage services are provided by, including fractional trade, are provided by Drive Wealth LLC, a regulated member of FINRA and SIPC. Drive Wealth is a member of SIPC, which protects security, blah, blah, up to $500,000. So you can go and check SIPC.org. I don't know the full meaning of SIPC. And you will know that the company that is keeping your money, that takes your money, right, is Drive Wealth. I can also go and check for Drive Wealth to be sure. I can go on US Corporation Bank website. This is Drive Wealth. I'm opening Drive Wealth now. Now, Nigeria Accounted Trade. For Nigerian trading, it is managed by Sigma Security Limited. I can go on a SEC registered broker dealer and a member of the Nigerian Stock Exchange. So you can see Sigma Security Limited is the one trading Nigeria investment. Now, the money portfolio are provided by ARM Investment Manager. I mean, everybody knows ARM, isn't it? Yeah. So I can look at, let me share this tab. This is Drive Wealth. Can you see Drive Wealth? So, I mean, you can see that it's different from invest 10K and get 20K. The money is not this thing, right? It's not the selling point. The selling point is around the system and structure that they are built, right? That allows you to trade. Do you understand? So you can even invest in Netflix, Facebook, Dangote, Apple, Uber, Twitter, Jumia, and co. Invest $10, you see $10, just invest 20, 50. I've just seen it like that, right? Just be keeping them, be forgetting about it. The coolest thing is anytime you want your money, you can collect it, you can call back your money. Right? Anytime you want your money, you can call back your money, and you are fine. However, there are risks to it. So there are no investment that doesn't have risk. There are risks to every investment, and they will tell you that. Did you get? Not the one that they will tell you there are no risks. Most of this one that I'm talking about, they will tell you there is no risk. Don't worry, you'll be fine. But for every investment, there are risks to it. You need to know that. That's one. Juliet, you have a question before I move. Or Judy, sorry, before I move on to my next point. I think I'm way behind schedule. I'm sorry. I've gone past my time. Judith, please. So let me just.
Hello, good day. Sorry, I'm using my friend's phone. I'm using my friend's phone to join the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, like you said, you've shown us all these things, but the idea is I've worked for an investment company, and like you said, they rob Paul and pay Peter.
Yeah.
But the thing is, while working there, we were told that the investments are secured by some insurance company or stuff like that. But months after, I noticed that the company crashed. I had left the place. Now, you just showed us a site, TROV, something like that. I didn't really get the name. Now, how can we now confirm that really they are one of the partners of ARM? I think that was the investment company.
Okay. Look at what
Okay,
is
now,
the ARM.
I'm coming.
Okay.
Then how can we now confirm that the other company, there was another site showed us that they are really on that sick list of I don't know, like let's say in a class they'll say these are the names of the people in the class. If your name is not there, that means you are floating in the class. So let's say if we now see a foreign name there, a name that is not there, and they told us they are there, how can we actually know that truly in Trove is licensed by SEC? Because SEC is like a regulatory body in Nigeria. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So, quick one. It's pretty simple. On Trove matter, let's go back to that, please. If I want to confirm if Trove is this, number one, I have to confirm Drive Wealth. I have to confirm that Drive Wealth is actually, there's a company like that in where? In the US. I have to confirm that. That's the first thing, right? There's a lot of confirming, but it's necessary. I have to confirm that, yes, so these guys are a registered brokerage platform in the US. And if you check, this is Drive Wealth site. If you check Drive Wealth, this is Drive Wealth. If you check Drive Wealth site, you will see all their license here. GDPR compliant, registered broker dealer, blah, 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 blah. And all you need to do is just go on FINRA to go and check if Drive Wealth really exists. That's one. If I also want to confirm too, I can send, now that I've confirmed my Drive Wealth is genuine, I can send a mail to Drive Wealth. I say, I would like to know if Trove is surely partnering with them, and what is I would like to know the level of partnership. Is it safe for me to invest? Know if you know that they are original and I can take them to court. I would like to know if Trove is also original. Now, what Trove is, number one thing Trove is telling you is this. Trove is telling you, I'm not the one collecting your money. I'm just a marketer. I've given you all this investment that you want to invest in. However, you are investing into Drive Wealth. So my problem is not even to verify Trove. My problem is to verify Drive Wealth, which I can verify by sending a mail to FINRA. Every regulatory body outside the country, there's only Nigeria regulatory body doesn't reply their mail. FINRA, SIPC, they all reply their mail, right? So if you send them a mail, they will reply their mail saying that you want to be sure that Drive Wealth is a genuine regulated member of FINRA or SIPC. You can send a mail. They will reply you within 1 day, right? That's another one. In Nigeria, Nigeria accounted through that Sigma Security. So if you're investing into a Nigerian company like Dangote, it is Sigma Security. All you need to do is to go on SEC license, go on SEC websites. If you check Nigerian SEC license, you will check the name of Sigma. It will be there. If it's not there, you can write a mail, send a mail to SEC, but it will be there. It's all traded companies. Where the broker, I mean, it's not eating this thing, right? If you let's even check, right? Because see, the amount you put into this thing is expensive. I mean, you can't work for 1 year and then somebody will just take your money away like that. I don't know if you get. So you need to do your proper due diligence. Sorry. Okay, this is Sigma. Look at it now. They told us that they've changed. Can you see my screen? They said their investors, Sigma Securities, have located our office, blah, blah. Okay, good. Okay, look at them. Look at their sites. All I need to do is to, even from this side, I can see that they are quite genuine as investment. All I probably need to do is to visit their sites, or either I visit their company, or I just go to our team. Who is their Alga? Who are their board member? Right? Dunama Stanley Balami. Okay. Who is this guy? After checking, I go to maybe our team. I see something on our team. They have a compliance officer. That tells you something. They have a CFO. It tells that these guys are well regulated. If I tell you to tell me the name of the company that you spoke with, or that said they have partnered with something insurance, is it an agricultural investment company?
No, it's not. It's real estate. Trademark Group. That was the name of the company.
What did they do?
They are into transport, like they said, but I was an insider on it, so I didn't see anything working in the transport till after I left. That's when I even saw some transport stuff, but the man actually bought cars. There were no deals. That was just about his main work was real estate, as building of houses, etc., buying land, things like that.
So he will collect build out.
No, what happens is he has this very strong followership. His name is Maxman Chinedu. So what he does is people abroad will give him money to build houses for them in Nigeria. So he charges them high. That is what he uses to keep the company afloat. You get me? So SICK then came after him. The company was doing so well, branches in Dubai, the other countries, as I can remember. But the challenge was SICK came.
Another problem. Sorry to cut short. Another problem. People think that because a company is doing well, and that's right, no, that's not it. Do you get? With what you've just said, I wish I know the site. If you have the website, I will tell you why this is why.
No. Hello, can you hear me? The site is down. I can hear you. The site is down, like the company is gone. That's what I'm trying to explain. I'll just use it to cite an example. Being an insider, it was very, very embarrassing that you actually asked people to invest in a company you thought was doing well when maybe you did your own checks. Azam Manza, yes, that was the name of the insurance company. AZAMANSR, something like that. Azam Manza was the name of the insurance company. So months after, we noticed Chinmark is not gone, but SICK attacked him. That was just the thing. They froze his account. I don't know. I didn't follow up actually.
So it's pretty straightforward, right? Swachukwu. If I'm going to number one, I can't invest into that, right? Because once I check their business, I realize that they are taking money to invest into transport. I don't need it. I would rather take my money and go and buy my own transport, right? Even if it's Okada, which is going to my second point. You can also invest in businesses, right? You can see a friend who is running a business and decide to give you money. Say Benga is starting a delivery business. You can say, okay, Benga, I want to have 5% shares. I'm going to give you 500,000, 1 million naira to add to your business. You can do that, right? And you'll be getting your dividend as it grows, right? As Benga raise more money. There's also what called startup investment, which I do well. And I'm going to tell you people that have made money from it. So I know somebody when Paystack started, the guy's name is Kola, he's a church member. He invested $10,000 into Paystack. I don't even know Paystack. If you know Paystack, just raise up your hand. Wait, who is burning hearts? Is that Papa?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you know Paystack, please raise your hand. And I want to now make people that know Paystack before I start sharing story that you don't know. I've not seen any hand. I've only seen, okay, 4 hand now. Okay, put your hand down if you know Paystack. If you don't know Paystack, raise your hand. If you don't know Paystack, raise your hand. Esther, Oluwadunsi, Benga, Amaka. Who else was on the Paystack? Okay, you guys need to be familiar with these things, right? Because, that's the age we are going into. So you guys need to start reading a lot about startup, companies, tech. If you really want to build a career, except you don't want to build a career, right? And you need to be familiar with tech. Oluwadunsi, I did not see you on LinkedIn. I'm not happy, right? So, except maybe you just want to, you don't have plans to do career. Sorry, I'm debating. But those things used to pay me. Sorry. Okay, Esther is on LinkedIn. Thank God. So yeah, Paystack is a payment, web payment platform. They are the one that allows you to be able to make payment on the web, where you put in your card. You want to travel, you want to fly, you want to pay for your flight tickets. That place where you put your card, your PIN, put your card details, you put your PIN. Most time it is Paystack or Flutterwave that powers it. So this guy invested $10,000 into Paystack, right? And in 5 years, Paystack valuation has grown. That Paystack sold. So when he invested 10K, now, Kola Aina has a policy. He doesn't, at that time, he has changed his policy now, but at that time, he invests only in startup that just starting. He also invested in the company I was working for to that time, Crowdforce. So he invests and he ensures that you get 10%. So he give you $20,000, he give you $10,000. After he started with 10K, the later moved to 20K. So he give you $20,000 and he ensure that he gets 10% of the company. Now, in 5 years' time, Paystack has grown so well that they sold their company for $280 million. I don't know if you know the guys. These are news that you guys should be following because they are young guys like you, right? These guys started in their 20s. They sold Paystack for $280 million. Now, what is 10% of $280 million? That's $28 million within a space of 5 years. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So these guys are literally building transgenerational wealth. It's not money that you can spend in your lifetime. How much is $28 million? $28 million in Naira. How much is that? Can somebody help me? That's about 30 billion Naira. Right? If you can help me, please. So, I mean, let's mention the money, right? So that we will know. Times, let's say 500. Okay, that's about 14 billion. If you spend 1 million every day, like you are such a silly spender, you are spending 1 million every day. At the end of the year, you just spent 385 million. I'll be 365 million. You have not even spent 1 billion. To finish 1 billion, you take at least 2.5 years to finish 1 billion. And you have 14. So, and these are money that 30 years old, 29, 32, 33, 34 years old guys are doing. Because number one thing, they invested, either they invested in the business or they invested in themselves, which is where I'm going to. So there are two things I want you guys to take home. I know here we talk about investment, which I've told you, try to invest into stock and all those things. But the most important thing is, and also invest in business. So you can invest in business. You can also start a side business if you have a job. Start a side business like logistics, delivery, dry cleaning. I have a lot of them. I have 3 side business. Yes, they are not paying me, but they are paying their staff. It's paying his staff and it's doing fine. I have a logistic business. I have a fintech business. And I'm starting my real estate business. Right? So, and they're just there, just making the money. Right? I also have a procurement company that procures goods for companies. Right? So, and it's just there, just making money there. Right? The procurement company is even doing very fine. So you can also invest into businesses. You can start small business by the side. The last one is you need to invest into yourself. Right? A lot of people are catching out from investing in yourself. Do something for me. Go and look at the top 10 companies that you desire to work with. Maybe you mentioned Shell, you mentioned Flutterwave, Paystack. Go and look at their top directors. Go and look at their top CEOs. I remember when I was looking for a job. I actually looked for a job for like 4 years before I got a job. I was always on LinkedIn. I was looking at all the top senior manager in. I'll look at Flutter. No, Flutter wasn't started yet. I'll look at Shell. I'll look at Chevron. I'll look at all those big NGOs. I was looking at everything, and I was saying that to get to that top, you must have invested in yourself. And you look at them. Is either most of them study outside the country, or they've taken some international certification to become global competitive. So the most important thing is you guys need to invest in yourself. Build capacity, right? Beyond investing to stock. See, there's a level of capacity you build. See, before I had this call, I was just going for my mentor, my former boss. And I told him, I want to start a business. I'm scared of leaving my job. I was just telling him, certainly, you have gotten to that level right now where you should not be scared of job anymore. Because all you just need in your life is just to tweet and say, hey guys, I'm available, I need a job. 100 jobs will be knocking at your door. And it did not lie. It didn't lie. Because I have invested in myself so much, I'm going to show you a tweet that I saw one time. And I like doing this. I don't know if I can check it from here. And when it said that, that thing kind of struck me, right? Because I knew that, if I'm to look for a job, it's just basically to tell my community or my friend and say, guy, please, I'm available for a new offer. People will just cover me, right? I want to do business with me. And that's the truth. So I can't find, I don't have to search for, how do you search for tweet on Twitter again? I can't, I used to know, it's usually on my phone. I think I missed this. Okay, don't worry, let's move on. So I think I've gotten to that point where if I am looking, I just need to tell people that, hey, Alpha, I don't like to do that again. I beg, help me find any offer. People that they are not recruiting reach out to me and say, Tunde, we hear that you're not recruiting, please come on board. Every time on my LinkedIn, I get job offers, right? So the most important thing is for you to invest in yourself. Once you invest in yourself, all other things will align, right? Because the truth is, the investment is about money. And if you're not making money now, I don't know, you can't do investment because you need to survive first. There's first is survivor, please. Some of you are in that survivor mode, right? After surviving, you go to thriving mode. So you need to move into thriving. That's when you can really invest. And if you see the Maslow hierarchy of needs, you need to get to that point where you are so self-sustainable, right? Where it's not like security is your problem or food is your problem. And that's why I pity those people that put money into Ponzi scheme, because most people that put their money into Ponzi scheme are people at that low level of Maslow hierarchy of needs. People that they know they don't have enough. Your salary is 50K or 100K. It is that 100K. Inside that 100K, you carry 50K to go and put inside MMM that you know you will lose your money. Right? And those are people they target actually. They can't target people like me. They can't target people of the middle class or to upper middle class. They can't target them or upper class. Those are not their targets. Because they feel these guys already understand money. So they will target the lower class. Those are people that are working up all about telling you if you invest 50K, we'll give you 70K. And you carry the money. You are still surviving though. At that survival mode, it's usually very hard for you to invest. Carry that money and go and put it inside a company that is not guaranteed. Right? So we need to be very careful. But most importantly, invest in yourself. Read books. Go back to school. If you schooled in Nigeria, try your best. I will keep saying this. If you are very career-oriented, it's my school of thought too. Please don't, it's my opinion. If you are very career-oriented, try all your best to study, to do your master's outside the country. My advice. Even if you don't master's before in Nigeria, go and look for money again and travel out and go and do another master's. There's a way it gives you exposure. There's a way it opens your eyes. There's a way it gives you leverage in the career space. Not like, you're feeling from XU. You now decide to go to UNAD again to go and do another master's, my brother. And it's very simple. Go and ask yourself, how many UNAD masters holder are senior professionals in top 10 companies, top 50 companies in Nigeria? You hardly see. Right? It's just few people. Do you understand? So if you have that money, see, before I started my master's this year, I told myself I will not finish because I actually graduated from a polytechnic. I will not go to a polytechnic and then go and do masters anywhere. Nah. I got admission into an Ivy League school, one of the top 5 best schools in the world. Right. So I told myself I am going to save money. I am going to do whatever it means to go to a very good school because of the space I'm in. The space I'm in is a space where people need to believe in me to give me money to invest into my business. And one of the people have biases, right? And when you go to good schools, people automatically have that bias. Even in the tech space that I work, once I see you students, people want to work with you. Right? And it's confirmed, those of us in tech space. Once I see you students that see you, don't worry, let him come. Even though it's not all of them that have sense, right? A good number of them have sense. Now, it is human being bias. So I will not undervalue myself or put myself below because of the fact that so if I have the means, so if I have the means to, invest in myself, go to school, take certification, help myself, that can put me at that leverage, I would do it. In all honesty, in my career, I've been very lucky. None of us are favored. A lot of us might not be as favored as that. For example, when I first got to the company I was working with, in Crowdforce, I was the only Polytechnic graduate, and every other 19 employees were all university graduates that studied abroad. And in 3 months, I became their Oga. But trust me, also, I have also died. I have suffered. I have gone to the streets. I have done everything. So when I got into a structured environment, bro, I put in all my energy. When I was in Kogi as a copper, I got 3 contracts from state government. So I've always been in Ursula, right? If you know Chopmore, I built their website. That was the first thing I did. Chopmore in Lokoja. I built their website, an ordering website. I and one of my friend in the house. We submitted the proposal to National Assembly that would come and train all their honorables on how to use social media. They gave us that job, even though we didn't implement it. I didn't even know this Confluence Hotel. I didn't know what was inside me. I went to the Ministry of Tourism in Lokoja. I gave them a proposal that they should give me Confluence Hotel to manage. At that time, the Confluence Hotel is dilapidated. I told them I would do it. I brought one guy who acted as investor, but I didn't know what was in it. I saw that they didn't give me. But all of those things that opened my eyes. I know how to speak to people. I know how to do presentations. I know how to talk. I know what to say. I know what not to say. So when I got into that company, in 3 months, I became a guy with everybody because I was already in the streets. Even when there was no job, I would write proposal myself, go and be submitting from one company to another. I don't submit CV, I submit proposals. I will tell them, today I have a cleaning agency. I want to come and be cleaning for you. I will tell them, tomorrow I can help them do something marketing. Next tomorrow, I will always look for something that I think I can do in every organization. If any of my friends is working in any company, I will ask the guy, please, what is the need in your company? And so those are the things that I was always doing. So I had invested in myself a whole lot. Practical investment. So the advice I will give you guys to is, most important, beyond all of this, invest in yourself. Build solid portfolio for yourself, right? Train your mind. Read books. Take courses. Know the trend. A lot of us don't know the trend. And a lot of church people don't know trend. I don't know why. But know the trend, right? Know the trend. What is happening in the world? This blockchain really sharp. What is happening? This tech thing. See, everywhere you go to right now is tech. Every job is being disrupted. That course you went to study is disrupted. I studied microbiology. It has been disrupted by tech. I can tell you people that are making mad money, serious money from the course that you studied, right? So know the trend. What's happening? This tech thing. Try take some courses. Learn front end. It's the simplest thing. Go on YouTube. Front end. How do you design a website? Just learn it. Just have that insight. How do they design WordPress site? It's very simple. Within 31 hours, you are done. Right? I know how to design WordPress even though I don't use it. I'm a front end developer even though I don't use it. I can see code a little bit. It might not be much. Right? If I see code, I can read it and understand. Do you understand? So, I'm not doing all of this in my company. I've always been a business developer. I'm a business person, right? I've always been a growth, whether marketing or sales. I do tech sales. But you need to understand this thing. Take courses on product management. Have an idea so that when you are talking, once grace shines upon you and expose you into that atmosphere, you are not lost. You can talk. You can have conversations, right? You can really, really dialogue effectively, and they will respect you for who you are. So yeah, thank you. I think somebody was raising up his hand. I don't know who the person is, Judith or something. Yeah, that's it. Are there any questions? Okay. Please go ahead. Agbe Emmanuel Adibite, please go ahead and ask your question.
Good evening. My name is Oluwarewa. Now, my question is this: I don't think I heard anything about affiliate marketing. Can you shed more light on that? Is it a good investment? I've heard about some platforms like DigitStem, Expertnia. Is it a get-rich-quick scheme, or is it a good side hustle?
So, I mean, affiliate marketing is good, right? But I don't have the patience for it. It's good if you have a very good coach. Affiliate marketing is good if you have a very good coach. But you need to have a very good coach that is willing to go the extra mile. Do you get? So if you think you can give it that time, please go ahead, right? But for me, rather than if I'm to advise, instead of going to affiliate marketing, I'd rather go into e-commerce and commerce in Nigeria. Life is simple, right? Because affiliate marketing, the challenge here is the digital marketing parts, right? People that really make a lot of money from affiliate marketing are people that have huge followers on social media. Most of us are not like that. Me, I'm not like that, right? I only probably post once in a year or once in a while. So if you are very good with all digital marketing, please, and you know you can get followers, please go ahead. Affiliate marketing is solid. It's not a get rich stuff. You still have to put in the work. You know, get rich scheme is when you don't have to put in the work. You just have to give them your money and assume that, oh, this thing will fine. And there's no business supporting it. So it's good, right? I think there's also another thing I was supposed to talk about. That's index fund, right? Which is what all this RiseVest does. What index fund is just talking about is once you give them your money, say you put $10, instead of them investing in, say, an Apple stock, there's a pool. So they can say everybody from now till next month, there was a pool where you all put your money. You put $10, you put $20, $50. A fund manager will now carry that money and put it into different stock options. So you kind of diversify your risk. Some platform like RiseVest can also have index fund where you can invest your money. But stuff like affiliate marketing is fine, e-commerce trading, fine, digital marketing, fine. I mean, these are proven businesses, right? Yeah. I don't know if that answers your question. Oluwarewa. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It does, but I still have some requests.
Okay.
During your speech, you mentioned something about some sites that we can invest in, but it was so fast and I couldn't get them. So is there a way you can list them out for us to do our own research?
Yeah. Please do your research. Bamboo Trove. Are you in Nigeria or you're in the UK?
Nigeria,
okay. So that's it. If you're in the UK, I'll just send some other one, but it's fine. So you can just invest in US stock, open them with $10. Once you have $10,000 you're not using, just convert it into dollar, put it there, just be putting it there once in a while. See, when you now have enough money that you can look for a very good startup and invest. For example, I'm a member of Future Africa. You can check Future Africa, where we invest into startup, right? I'm a member of Velocity Digital, right? We invest into startup, but you have to. The minimum ticket size like $1,500, $2,000. So once you have that kind of money, you can join them too. They're actually very profitable, some of them. However, it's also a risk because you can invest into a startup and startup fails, the money has gone. Right? Yeah. Yeah, somebody's raising up his hand again. Who else? Somebody raised up. Queenette. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, sir, for this lecture. I think I met with you when you came to the house the other time, and I asked some questions about some online skills to learn. But I have a question. Personally, I'm not a business-oriented person, but I want to do business.
No, now why? Why do you?
I actually have a job. I have a job, but when I'm someone that I used to be very calculative about how I spend money, But at some point, I became free. Like, this money will come every month. If it doesn't come so early, I can call my sister to go. I save money with my sister. So some months when I overspend, I say from them my saving, give me something. But at some point, I felt like I need to save, invest. So I really want to have a wide range of investment ideas I can actually try. And the reason why I want to do business is just to have an extra source of income. That's part where at some point you get broke within the month before your pay comes. It's something I'm trying to avoid, and then have an investment too. So I've really been thinking of so many things to invest in. I've thought of laundry, I've thought of logistics, I've thought of delivery, but I guess I've not been having the right information. So what do you advise? Because I really like, it's on my neck. I have this money, but I want to invest it.
Spend this money. I want to spend this money. So it's a two-way thing, right? Queen, it's a two-way thing, and I can give you options. You can try to do long-term investments, which if you already have a good job, I would say you should stay with that. If you are not a very business-oriented, please. It's not good that you run business. Do you get? You might be surprised that if you spend the next 5 years in that business, you'll be earning way more. So I would advise that you stay in your career, right? But you can do business, and I will explain to you. Don't worry. You can stay in your career and focus on it. And just tell yourself, this is my career, and developing yourself, going back to school, doing all of that, and focus on that stuff. Now, you want to invest into side also, right? You can, like this, right? If you want to do long-term investment, you can decide to share a particular amount of your annual income into long-term investments. Or this one, let me invest into Apple. Apple will always sell. Let me invest into Google. You can always do that. To Microsoft or into Dangote, into MTN, Nigerian stock too. That's that one. Now, side also that can give you quick money, right? You can do it in two ways. You can try to run your own business by the side. If your office work is not very time consuming, right? You can try to be selling stuff. You can sell perfume. You can sell nail wares. You can sell the wig. For me, there's no business as sweet as buying and selling. Let's not give ourselves plenty of ideas. Business buying and selling is the sweetest business ever. You buy, you add your margin, you sell. Companies that are more profitable, aside tech companies, that's what they do, buying and selling. So it could just be as low as buying and selling. Recently, I've been telling my wife, I want to start selling wig. Yeah, I told her I want to start selling wig. She introduced me to one company in Vietnam. I said, okay, I can put $1 million because I don't have time. So there's a friend of mine that his wife sells wig. I said, please, if I invest $1 million into this your business, are you willing to? Can we share in profit? She was so happy. Do you get? So there are things like that you can be doing by the side. Now you can either do it by the side or employ somebody to manage it for you, or look for a friend that this my friend is very good in this thing. Guy, I know you do makeup. Why don't you start selling? And you have a lot of ladies around you. Why don't you start selling? Let me raise 500,000. You'll be selling it. Of course, you put structure into it, which is every weekend there is reports. You see how much goes out, how much comes in. Both of you have the access to the account. When money is logged out, you know how much is going out, how much is coming in, so that nobody steals your money. When she nobody can approve funds alone. When she approves funds, they need a second person to approve it before you can. So you need to put all those structures so that nobody steals your money, and then that's another thing entirely. But it could be as small as that, buying and selling. So you just need to look out for. So one thing I tell people is when you're looking for a business idea, don't look for a business idea. Queenette, don't look for business idea. Look for a need. Look for a market. Let me give you an idea. How many of you remember EndSARS protests? You see EndSARS protests, people are protesting. What's the need in that place? The need is water. So I'll go and start selling water because everybody will buy water. I will go and start selling cold drink. Everybody will buy cold drink. Do you understand? So don't always look for a market. An idea. Look for a need. You have a lot of women around you. What is their number one need? They want to do wig. They want to do skincare stuff. They want to just buy makeup, start selling. Right? You have a lot of married people around you. Think of what their need will be. I don't know. Right? Or maybe you interview 50 married people to give you an idea of their major need. Do you understand? so they are quite normal. In fact, it could even be in the business that you are doing, right? That all you probably just need is just, oh, I have access to insurance stuff, and I know a lot of companies. Why don't I start selling HMOs as a freelance insurance person to people that I know, maybe my church members? I can start selling car insurance to them. A lot of my people in my church are buying car now. Let me start selling car insurance. Do you understand? So just for you to look at that need and carve it for yourself, and you create a separate account, different from your normal account, that money is going to. So anytime you need urgent 2K, you can go there and take your money and just do whatever you want to do. So you just need to think about it, Queenette, right? Don't rush into it. Think very well about it. But most importantly, stay in your career, still focus on it, build it, right? And as you're planning your side also, look out for is 2 ways. If you think you can, if your work is very flexible, you can run, 1 or 2 things. But if you think you're not very flexible, look for friends that you know that you trust, or sisters or cousins or family members that you know you trust. Build structure around it. That is, maybe they need help. Bring them into the business and say, guy, let's do this. But any day, anytime, I'm going to advise you. There's nothing as sweet as buying and selling. Buy this and sell this. Buy shoes at 30K on AliExpress. Sell on Jumia at 35K. Go and take e-commerce training. There's a whole lot. And start trading. So these are just my own. Yeah, so that's it. Judith Akpan. Queen, sorry, did I answer your question?
Okay, please, I'm not done, please. I have issues with buying and selling. I feel like,
Yes.
what is that thing I want to sell that someone else is not selling out there? I know some people say, you're packaging and all of that. Then I have 2 other questions or something I want you to advise me on. I work in a federal hospital as a pharmacist. But now I'm in between leaving my job to further my studies in the UK. Some people, like I was talking to one of my boss last week, he was telling me that why not stay on the job for like 3 years, then you can, you can apply for.
Don't mind them or leave.
So I should leave. Then you can apply for study leave so that if anything brings you back to Nigeria, you still have.
Don't mind them. Leave, right? Because number one thing is this: you are in the medical field, and the opportunity is massive for you, right? And in a year, all you need to do is just do the not necessary certification that is needed. You'll be earning more than that your orga. So, if you want to go for your masters in the UK, please go ahead, right? And leave. Do you understand? Once you're a medical student, I don't contemplate medical tech. My wife was a lecturer, right? She had to drop it and go and learn data analysis. Like, see, babe, if you are going traveling, you need to go into tech. Like, there's no story. All those people that read agriculture, clinical, science, sorry. It's either you are switching straight to medical or you are switching straight to tech. That's like the fastest way to help your life. So if you're a pharmacist, please leave. Do whatever thing you need to do. And trust me, you'll be fine. If you don't like buying and selling, not a problem, right? But the thing is, which idea do you want to get that someone has not done before, right? So don't be. So see, making money is not hard. Don't forget that our parents made money. They sent us to school. They were probably provision seller, selling provisions. Nothing glamorous. No so many stuff. Or someone selling plastic. Right? If the idea is, so there are two intentions. If your intention is, see, I need urgent money, I need urgent 2K, then buying and selling is the sweetest place to get urgent 2K. Another intention is, I want to build a sustainable business that I can leave my current career and focus on maybe in the near future. That's a different thing. That will not give you urgent 2K. That's a business you keep pouring into, right? And it will take time to scale. Do you get? So the intentions are different. So if your intention is, I just need a business I can quickly do, okay, if I need maybe 100K somewhere, I can just bring it. But trust me, buying and selling is the fastest, the best. And because you're also a pharmacy, right? Even in your career, you can create a business niche that allows you to make some extra cash. I don't know if you get. So, Queenette, what stops you from having your own pharmacy shop? What stops you? Tell me. There's nothing. Like, you can still manage it. All you need to do is just to apply tech. Tech will manage it. And it's very pretty straightforward. Right? That's why I said knowledge is very key. If I were you, I would go and look for a very big pharmacy and sit down with them for some days. Even if you're traveling, like right now, any business you want to do is something very sharp business. You cannot do any long sorting business anymore because you want to travel. So if you want to travel, focus on your travel. When you get there, you can be sorting yourself out of business. So right now, I don't think business should go in your head. It is your travel. Right?
Yeah, why the traveling is coming? I learn making money. Thank you, sir.
No. You should understand, because we need to take this thing, because there's no business will take your time. If you're not traveling now, I'll tell you to start the pharmacy. You can use tech to manage it, right? Put in a proper point of sales system for every product that comes into your shop, right? They attract. Do you get? So when they sell it, you can see it on your phone. Like, you can see how many paracetamol that is left, how many Emzor, how many supplements is left. You can see everything, right? Using proper point of sales tech, right, to manage it. And the coolest thing about pharmacies, you don't even need to buy those drugs. There are platforms that will give you, just open the shop, they'll come and fill your shop, put in drugs. When you sell finish, you give them money back. Right? So all you need to do is just to get a shop, do proper interior, and you are fine. And you are the pharmacy in residence or something, or whatever. And you are good. Right? But because you want to travel, so please travel. Go to school. Go and invest in yourself. So this one is also investing in yourself. Pay that sacrifice for the next 1 or 2 years. Then, start whatever thing you want to start. Judith, I think I have these are Judith and Oluwarewa. These are the two people I'm going to answer. Then we'll call it a day.
Good, sir. My challenge is with you say you're putting structures in place to manage a business. So can you help me? Like, we talked about 2 persons having to sign before money can leave your account. If you're running a small business like a dry cleaning shop, how do you put that in place? Let's talk about a small business.
Okay,
now, like, how do I put that kind of issue?
Well, number one, a small business.
Hello,
a small business like a dry cleaning shop, right? Right.
Yes, sir. Something like that. Dry cleaning shop, a shawarma stand, something like that. How do I make the business automate the business and make it manage itself? Thank you.
Okay, so for a dry cleaning shop, for example, once I have a dry cleaning shop, every clothes that come, number one, I have a proper. My structure is I'm the head of the company. I don't have co-founder. I'm the only person, but I have maybe a boy there that is checking there. Every cloth that comes in are tagged, and you put it into the system. There are point of sales system. It can just be as low as Google form. The name of the person that owns the clothes, the tag number, right? And that alone can help you calculate your receivables by the end of the month or by the end of the year. Now, there are random stock counting that you also do. If I see any clothes that is not tagged, then it means the guy is trying to do side business using my resources. I don't know if you get, right? And of course the guy cannot, because with the dry cleaning business, the guy cannot take my money. However, it case maybe because of the fact that I'm not always around. I have a co-founder that we are all together, and I probably a friend of mine. So maybe he wants to give money to Queenet. Queenet is not working. Queenet in the job. Okay, Queenet, I'm going to give you this 2 million naira. Let's run this dry cleaning. You're not going to be managing it, right? What I will do for Queenet is number one thing, we open a joint account together, and both of us must sign before money leaves the accounts, because Queenet will be getting money to the accounts, right? And Queenet gets salary. Both of us must sign before money leaves the accounts, right? That's one. Number two, every cloth that comes in must be tagged. And of course, because I'm doing business, so I won't just randomly sit in my house every day and assume that, no, weekend, one Thursday, I'll close early from work and just come and do random check, right? And their structure is not something that will make anybody be offended. When do we do audits? Audits must be done every week, right? The day of the audits, we don't need to disclose it. I can come in and just come and do my audit and just check, how many clothes did you guys wash today? How many clothes here? What's the tag number of this? Just check all those things. There are big structured organizations that do this thing across, and they have multiple companies. You just need to go and find out how did they do it. The same thing for shawarma, right? If you do shawarma, how many resources did I buy? like rice, what's that they used to roll? How many do I expect to sell? You just need to, look at all of the structure and also put structure around your money management such that money is not quickly, anybody cannot just wake up and take money out. Yeah, so that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. The last person, Oluwarewa.
Thank you very much for this privilege, sir. All right, my final question is this. You said that rather than looking for a business idea, you look for a need. Now, I understand that people have different approaches. Like an introvert now would prefer to sell online than to actually meet people one-on-one. That if the mindset is not being worked on over time. Now, my question is this. Let's say you have an idea that you've done your research and you find out that there is actually a limelight of this idea. It's not really common and people are paying heavily. For instance, crochet wears, crochet clothes, crochet cardigans, different styles, and you have a lot of styles in your head. So my question in point now is, how do you make it a reality? How do you shift it from the mind to a physical whatsoever, given that you have limited resources?
Yeah, the way to make it reality is by doing it. Because you have to do it and make mistakes. The only thing that successful people has, and I learned it over the years, is the fact that they're action oriented. Right? I don't know if you've seen a video, maybe I'll share it with Papa, maybe we can share it with you guys. There's a video of Samadiyam that was talking about action oriented people. This guy was saying that since school days, if he has to go to class and rain is falling, he will not say because rain is falling, I will not go to the class. He said he will ensure that he goes into that rain, drenched, and get to the class wet. People will ask him, people will be laughing at him, why are you wet? People will be laughing at him that he's wet, but they don't know that he had achieved his own goal for that day. Because his goal was to go to class. If he's going to the mainland, even though there's serious hold up, he will ensure he goes there. So, irrespective of the obstacle, the best way to start is start. If you are doing crochet business or you know how to do crochet business, start first. Start with get some 1 or 2 style. Start marketing it. Do 1, do 2, do 3. Sell it to people around you. Do 1, do 2. Sell it to people around you. Right? Once you do 1 and 2, 3, you sell it to people around you. You go again. Start all over again. So it's literally by action. You just need to be action oriented. I don't know if that helps.
Yes, it really helps. But the thing actually is, sorry to keep on. Now for crochet, there are different grades of materials. And he said that I should start. But the issue is, I keep on asking myself, is there a need for it? It's fashion, yes, and people are into it in the industry, but is there a need for it? People see, there are different views to it. Some people see it as all this abroad, granny, whatsoever. I have believed in my talent and I've done several outfits. But the thing is, like you said, the need rather than the idea. So
it's pretty straightforward, right? You have to do your research. Is there a need for it? I don't think there's need for it, in all honesty. I just think it's luxury, right? People want to wear clothes, whether it is crochet or no crochet. But it still does not stop you from doing the work. If you think, I have a cycle of people that will need it, then go ahead. Because a need to you might not be a need to me. I don't know understand. What is the need to me? It's depending on so many things. It's depending on those that are around me. It's depending on people in my area of sphere of influence. So if people like that are in your area sphere of influence, then you need to carry out that research work, right? That's where you need to carry out the research work and ask yourself those questions. Is it a need or just a desire? Do you understand? So research is very, very important. So carry out your research. Ask 50 random female friends in church, everywhere, and ask them, would they like to buy a crochet? Yes. How much would they like to pay for it? Did you get? These are the things that you need to be sure of. So that when you do it, that's why it's in tech company, right? When we launch a product, we put a wait list. Wait list is just to first of all gain insight. Let people apply. Let's see if people will like the idea. Do you understand? So get a wait list. talk to your female friend. Ask them on this call. Ask all the female. Queenette has money. Queenette, do you mind buying a crochet wear if I sew a crochet down for you? Will you like it? Give her the picture. You don't need to send. Just give her the like this picture. If she says yes, okay, how much would you like to pay for it? Is it a need? Is it something that if you don't get, it will pay you? Even though we all know that most ladies don't buy clothes because they need. A lady can have 10 shoes and she's even to buy more shoes. But as a guy, once I have 2-3 shoes, I'm fine. Right? So these are questions that you need to ask yourself, right, before you make that decision. So you need to carry out your research.
Well, I'm really enlightened. Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, so with this, I call it a day. Thank you. I need to jump into another meeting.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. I know you've actually stretched and extended the time you were supposed to spend with us. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, sir.
Right. Thank you.
All right. So, thanks everyone for being patient with us up till this point. And I really appreciate that Mr. Tunde was able to stay with us till now. He's actually a very, very busy person for those of us that already know him. And initially he said he wouldn't even be staying up to 50 minutes, but God so kind, he has stayed up till now. So thank God. So I just want to just do a recap in about 5 minutes and then we call it a day. I want to remind us of, I think most of the speakers have actually enlightened us that one of the keys to sustainable wealth is investment, right? However, you don't just wake up and go into investment. You do your due diligence. There was someone that asked about how he was going to confirm about the viability of a company. IMO, I think one of the ways to do that is to actually check the existence of I am into digital marketing, and one of the things I do if I want to confirm the authenticity of a company, in addition to checking their profiles on LinkedIn, right, I can actually check their domain base, like how long have they been registered, their website. I can just track it and see, okay, if this company is viable or not. And then another thing I also want to emphasize here, based on everything we've learned since yesterday, is actually being focused and consistent. I've actually been a victim of this, and I know most of us have. We have a lot of ideas, right? You want to do this, you want to do that, sometimes it's just so much in your head, right? So what I would advise, and is what I'm actually doing currently, just pick 1 or 2 things that you feel are on top of the list of those ideas or those goals you want to achieve. And what do? You work towards them with all your might, right? It could even be 1, you can streamline it to even 1. If you want to be a professor, for example, push for it. Every other thing, consider it a distraction. Push for it. And someone spoke about traveling to UK at the same time running a business, and that was Queenette. If I were to give my own little cent of advice, I would just say place those 2 alongside each other and see which one has more priority for you, which one is more valuable for you. Pick that one, start it, and then if along the line you feel you can still carry this other one along, then you can do it, but just start. The problem we are having is that we spend so much time trying to validate an idea. Some of us have been spending years trying to just validate one particular idea, and before you close your eye and open, your next door neighbor has already started that business or started that thing, and you'll be like, this is an idea I had, And then I think one of the things Mr. Kelani said, successful people are action oriented. So besides just thinking, besides just writing things down, besides just learning, put them into action. And then prioritizing needs over ideas. I think this is actually in line with what I said previously. We have so many bright ideas, but sometimes those ideas are not lucrative. If you're trying to get a lucrative idea, then you have to consider the needs not wants, the needs of people, and prioritize it. The problems, how does your product or your service solve those problems? And then I also want to encourage us to keep trying. Whatever it is you have as an idea or as a concept, just attempt. I learned something. I attended a master class some weeks ago. I had this very outstanding personality from South America. He lectured us, and one of the things he said, he encouraged us to do is to just try, no matter what happens, even if you fail. Of course, we're not expecting to fail. Okay? However, if you fail fast. It's better you fail like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as soon as possible, and then from all those failures you learn quickly, right? All right. So just try your ideas as soon as possible, right? Don't spend too much time on it. And then also investing in ourselves, right? And then this morning, one of the speakers really said something that got my attention. She said, it's better you have a skill that you don't need than needing a skill that you don't have. Let me reiterate. It's better you have a skill that you don't need than needing a skill that you don't have. The emphasis there is what? Educate yourself, train yourself, get as much information as you can. Just try to keep up with trends, try to keep up, just get to know things. Alright, and then yesterday, one of the things I was privileged to talk about was that's under biblical principles of finance. I spoke about divine association, right? And I still want to reiterate it and possibly emphasize on it. There are some people in our lives, right, that God has divinely ordained to actually be a leverage, a financial leverage to us. It doesn't mean we're going to get lazy, right? But I just want us to kind of find a way to discover those persons around you. I think the illustrations we gave yesterday were the likes of Lot and Abraham. Lot became wealthy because of Abraham, and you would confirm that because the moment he separated from Abraham, he lost his wealth. When Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed, Lot came back with nothing apart from his two daughters. Right? Remember the story of Jacob and Laban. Remember the story of, and then remember, the Ark of the Covenant. After Uzzah touched the ark, and God struck him dead, the ark was shifted to the house of someone called Obed-Edom. And then because of the presence of the ark, Obed-Edom's household did what? Prospered. So who are you associating with? Consider your association. And if you have identified who and who are those financial pillars, around you, try to make sure that you maintain good relationship with them, right? Try to make them know your vision. Try to make them know your plans. Of course, it's not that you do it randomly. You would consult God for approval, right? And so, lastly, the place of the Holy Ghost. Everything we have said now, honestly, everything we have said now, we'll just say it and then just not be able to achieve them if we do not have the leading of the Spirit of God. And that's why we always encourage ourselves. The Bible says, be ye not drunk with wine wherein in excess, but be ye filled with the Holy Ghost. The Holy Ghost is an oasis of wisdom, of knowledge. The Holy Ghost knows everything about everything. Everything about everything he knows. So that business idea you want to start, that choice you want to make, that career path, that financial journey you want to embark on, consult the Holy Ghost. Ask for his help. Ask for his divine direction. One of the things that I learned the other day was while I was preparing for this, was the story of Isaac. I said it yesterday and I'll still say it today. Isaac, he when there was famine in the land, Isaac wanted to go to Egypt because he thought Egypt was, they had greener pastures. But when he proceeded, when he wanted to advance, God told him, no, do what? Go instead to Gerar. And when he eventually went to Gerar, the Bible says he sowed in that land and he reaped what? 100-fold. It would have sounded logically incorrect. It would have sounded absurd, that okay, there's a place of greener pasture and I'm not going there and God is redirecting me to another place. But then trusting the Holy Spirit and obeying Him when making all these financial decisions is very key. And especially as believers, right, we should prioritize that. Okay, so I want to appreciate us all once again on behalf of the Burning Heart group. And then I just want to encourage us, this night we'll be having prayers, 12 to 1. So try to join. What we've learned, we'll try to pray over them, during the midnight prayers. God bless us. And then I want to officially bring this conference to an end. In the name of God the Father, and the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. I pray that everything we've learned will put into practice, and God will help us to attain financial success in Jesus' name. God bless you all.